Hello everyone, I am the Blue Dwarf and welcome to episode 8 of Terra Firma Rescue. Now, in between episodes, we were able to go and mine up some casterite, also known as tin, and we are going to be starting off by taking our charcoal and the crucible we made last time, lighting that all up, and we are going to make an absolute bunch of bronze. This should be enough to make up 25 units of bronze once we've all got it melted down and cast up. And what we're going to be using that for is to make a bloomery. Once we've got a bloomery, that will allow us to make some wrought iron, and we'll be moving out of the Bronze Age and into the Iron Age. So I'm going to cook up all of this bronze and we can start then making a bloomery. There we have it, 25 ingots of bronze. We can start casting that up now that it's hot enough and it's all set. So this is the minimum ratio of tin that you can have, 8% tin, 92% copper. That's because we only have a very little amount of tin, but we have lots of copper that we can use. So that's why I made it so that it was in the minimum ratio possible. Now, once we've got these out of here, we are going to start making some plates. So first of all, we'll make them into double ingots, and then we will make those double ingots into plates and the plates into double plates. So we can now pop these out and we can weld those two together and weld those into a plate. There we go, that's one plate. And if we're quick enough, we might be able to get this one also welded up and then into another plate. There we go. And then if we can, no, they're too cold, we're going to have to stick them back in the forge, which has also gone out. So we're going to need to light that up and heat those two plates up, because we will need to forge those two plates into a double sheet to create the bloomery. So we can take those out of there, put them into the anvil, weld them together, and we've got our first double sheet. We're just going to make one exactly like that again, so we'll have two of them. So we've now got our two double sheets of bronze, and we can take 4 ingots and make 4 bronze rods out of them, and then we should be able to make the bloomery. So double sheets in the middle, file and hammer, and then we have our bloomery block. And we can stack up these other 13 ingots with our other bronze, creates a nice little thing of 20 ingots of bronze, and we can do the other thing that we need to do to make a working bloomery is we're going to make some bricks. You don't need to use bricks to have a working bloomery, but you can. It makes it look nice. Just like the forge being able to use any rock type, so can the bloomery. Now, what we're going to do is take the mortar that we made in previous episode and spread it out evenly like that, and with our bricks, and we can make conglomerate bricks. So we'll now take our bricks and the bloomery and we will make the multi-block structure. So we're going to put together the bloomery here. Now we're going to dig out just a little bit just so we can put in the actual bloomery. We are going to have blocks like this, and up above there. Now that is a maximum size bloomery. We don't need this block here, and we need a block here. So the minimum size is 1, 2. Then you can have 2 more blocks on top. Now to scale this, we've got some ropes, grass rope. This is very simple to make. Just 7 pieces of straw as such, and we can use that to climb up, because we will be dropping stuff down inside the bloomery, because that is how you make wrought iron. So we place the bloomery block down here. Now we need to claim. First of all, we need to pick that back up again and see about claiming the reward for it. It wants us to have 20 smooth stone because it doesn't want the bricks for some reason, but we can grab some stone. That works just fine. There we go. And we get a loot bag. And we also get 16 rich limonite, or 24 rich limonite. So we'll take our loot bag, see what we got in our loot bag. We got fries and we got reeds, so we'll have a look at them later. But if we take our rich limonite and we take some charcoal out from where our forge is, to use the bloomery, once it's placed down, and with a little bit of light so that we can actually see what we're doing, we first of all place 8 pieces of charcoal just by right clicking on the bottom there, so it's a full block. Then we climb up here and we will throw in 24 of the iron and 24 charcoal. Oh, it just spat out a piece of charcoal by the looks of it. So we will need to put in, there we go. And that is a full height bloomery. And then we just take our fire starter and right click on it, and that is our bloomery set off. So that will take a while in game, 6 hours remaining, and we will see what we do afterwards. Now that the bloomery has finished melting down the iron, we can open the doors, and taking a pickaxe, any kind of pickaxe at all, we can dig up the bloom inside, and should pop straight into your inventory if you're standing close enough. Now we'll just close the doors, and we have got the Iron Age. So we've got raw iron bloom of 840 units, so that's 8.4 ingots. And what we'll need to do is stick it into our forge and have it heat up so that we can work it on the anvil. So we take our raw iron bloom that's now heated up and we put it onto the anvil. We select the refine, and to refine it we're going to hit the upset. There we go, and we've got it refined. We can stick it back in there and split it. Now to split it, and then we're going to punch it. Oh. There we go, and we get an absolute load of the irons in there, and we can refine it. Now to refine it, we can try a few different things. There we go, and that's our first piece of raw iron. Now I'm just going to refine all of the rest of these up, except for the one that's 40 units. That will just have to remain as a refined iron bloom for the moment. So by heating the forge up, we actually just got the rest of the ingots directly turned into raw iron without having to process them on the anvil. It takes up a bit more fuel, but then meant that we also got that one out. We've got these ones that are white hot. Now if we look at the quest book, in the first quest of the Steel Age, we can complete this task and it will open up to us making a wrought iron anvil. So we're going to make a double ingot, whichever ones of these are hot enough to weld still. So if we take these two, they should be hot enough to weld, and then we'll be able to make a anvil once these have all cooled down. So I've quickly just cooled all of those off, and we can take our double ingot and our 6 ingots of raw iron, and we now have our raw iron anvil. So we can collect our bronze pickaxe for the first smelting iron request, and we can also complete making the iron anvil. And we get both of those things. Nice. So that opens up all sorts of different things that we can only make after having iron. We can even unlock the steel making, which is the blast furnace. This is used to make steel rather than iron. So we'll be able to explore all of that now. Now, while the crucible is still hot, we are going to actually take our anvils, starting off with our copper anvil, and we can actually put that into there, and we get all eight ingots of iron back from that. So we can cast those out and we can recover the metal, because we don't need those old two anvils anymore now that we've got the wrought iron one, because you can do everything that you can do on these two, you can do on this one. So we will be able to get the ingots out of there and recover the metal. We've now got those metals, 8 ingots from each of our previous tier anvils. We've got a nice big stack of copper and a nice big stack of bronze. Now, for the rest of the episode, we're going to be working on some of the other quests in the Bronze Age, just to sort of finish them up as much as possible. We are going to start off by looking at a much faster and easier way of doing the cooking up the pottery, because we always need them for things like ingot molds, no matter what. So what we need for that is we need 10 clay bricks, fire clay bricks, so we can make them like that, and we will put them down in there, and we will have 2 more in here, and we're going to grab some extra clay molds for ingot molds that I have. So we might as well fire them up whilst we're using pit kilns, and fill them up with straw, just like normal. And then we will craft these together with some regular fire clay to make the pottery kiln. Now that we have those 10 fire bricks, we can take them and put them across the top like that, and then 2 fire clay there. That'll get our pottery kiln, and then we put the other 4 like there, and 2 more fire clay, and we get the pottery kiln chamber. Now if we put that, we can put that somewhere inside our house, and we can just put it down here for the moment. So pottery kiln at the bottom, I believe, and then the kiln chamber on top. So I believe the way this works is if we grab some logs, stick them in there, and then we're going to make up a bunch of clay molds. There we go. We can put them all in there, and with a fire starter we can light it up and see how that goes. It's taking 4 logs and doing 8 rather than taking 8 logs to do 4. So I can't access this right now. I believe it's just going to burn us all the way through, but that greatly increases the efficiency of making ceramic molds. After waiting a while, we can see that the pottery kiln has finished firing, and it fired all 8 of those ceramic molds. Now we're going to look at a bit of explosive stuff. So we're going to look at making some TNT. So first of all, we're going to detect it so that we can collect the loot bag in a second, and we're going to look at making some dynamite, which you get from TNT. So if we, which way around is it that we need? I can never remember. That way around. To get some TNT, and then we take that, and each one becomes 4 dynamite when you combine it with a piece of string. So you can then complete that, get a loot bag, a very good loot bag, and let's see what we got from the loot bag. Granite and straw, perfect, very useful. So we can use this dynamite for helping us mine a little bit more faster, help us to find ores and all sorts of other things. And it's also ticked off the list. We can also quickly pick up this, and we can tick that off the list of the quests as well as completed. We don't get any reward for that one, unfortunately, but we can just for completionist's sake. And what else did we have? We had making paper. So we are going to need to get a hammer, and we are going to need to make 20 sticks. So that's why I think, yep, that hammer broke. So I made an extra one. And we are going to need to burn these twigs in a fire. Now we need to make a new fire because our old one got destroyed. Oh. Put those all back there and light it up. And we can stick those wooden twigs in there. And we will burn these all down, and they should become ashes. I need to stick a log in there. Should become ashes, maybe. Ah, there we go, fire pit ashes. So I will turn all of these 20 twigs into ashes, and I'll be right back. There we go, we've got 20 fire pit ash. We can now take this upstairs and to one of our barrels of water, and if we put it in there and seal it, we should get base potash liquor. Now, if we put reeds into that, we should be able to get cellulose fibers, and then with cellulose fibers and wooden presses, you can make a wooden press by just taking any 4 logs and putting them in the crafting table like that. You can, I guess you could do multiple, but you need 2 per piece of paper at a time. And then once it is crafted, we will need to put it outside to the sun. So we need to wait for our liquor and then for the reeds to cure, essentially. So we now have our base potash liqueur, and we can put our reeds in and seal it. And it says output waste. That is because it produces output liquid waste. I'm not sure exactly how that works, if there's still fluid in here. I don't know for sure. I guess we'll find out in a moment's time. So our reeds should be done now. They are. We can unseal them and get our cellulose fibers. It turned all of the liquid into waste, which I guess actually wasted it in the end, turning it into waste. I don't believe you can actually do anything with that, but we'll leave it there for the moment, just in case we can. We can take these cellulose fibers and take our wooden presses, and we can turn one of them just for the moment, and then we will have to place this somewhere outside and under the sun. So I don't know how long that will take, but we will just wait and see for that to finish. By the looks of it, our paper wooden press has finished drying, so we can just break it with our fist. We get 2 pieces of paper, which is nice, and we get our wooden presses back. That means if we open up the quest book and detect that quest should be completed. So in terms of the amount of quests we've got done, we've got a few little ones here to do, but we don't currently have the resources available for these ones or this one. So we've done pretty much all the quests we can do in the Bronze Age. We will be moving on to the Iron Age in the next few episodes and going through all of the different things in that. It looks like it's going to be quite a big chapter compared to the first 2. And I would like to say a massive thank you to everyone for still watching thus far. If you are still watching, make sure to hit that subscribe button, comment your thoughts down in the comments below, and have a nice day. Bye bye.